boarding. So, Salem, what is one of your favorite fostering experiences that you've had?
I would just have to say Geo. I'm actually seeing him Sunday with his mom. He was a dog.
Which one? What's his name?
Geo. Sir Geo from
Oh, okay.
Geo. So
What kind of dog is it?
pit bull, great
Okay.
pit. Well,
We
he's a
love our
pit bull
pits.
lab, but he was labeled as a great pit. He was actually a waiver dog.
Okay.
So I don't know if you guys are familiar with waiver dog. Waiver dogs is a dog that the rescue has to sign a waiver saying that this dog cannot be adopted to a home without a kid, with kids, with cats, with other pets, with anything, cannot go to adoption events, with anything. If they have to have their own, if they do adoption event, it has to be the only dog there for that adoption event, which makes him harder
Of course, very hard.
to adopt.
Yep.
So Geo was a waiver dog that had kennel cough. Him and Mikey. I don't know if you remember Blockhead Mikey. Because you volunteer.
For 5 years, yeah.
Yeah. So Blockhead Mikey and Geo had kennel cough together, and
Don't they all have kennel cough
from and yeah.
when they leave?
So he was pulled. They were asking for help and whatever, and she said she'll pull him, but they needed, since they had kennel cough, they needed to go to a doctor right away, right? That's
Sure.
part of their
It's very
waiver,
contagious, yeah, for
waiver
sure.
agreement with the shelter too, that they need to seek
Yeah,
medical
because they'll
attention.
leave on medical waivers.
Yeah,
That's right.
then
yeah.
they have to be presented to some kind of admission to a vet within the next 48 hours or something
Pretty
like that.
much. As
Yeah.
soon as you can get the dog in, absolutely.
So Nancy had reached out to me, and during this time, like, I'm Buddhist, so I always believe in like everything happens for a reason. My husband's business was getting audited, so I was like, babe, we should just sponsor these 2 dogs, right? Like for goodwill, like, like good things will happen back, right? So I don't know how many medical dog I sponsor. So we
Don't put
sponsor
it out there too much. And then
not anymore, guys. I don't not anymore. But so I was like, babe, let's just sponsor these 2 dogs. So we agreed to take care of Mikey and Geo's medical. I got them linked up with my vet. My
expensive,
vet,
yeah.
So we paid for all their medical and boarding at my vet until their kennel cough was done. And then, so my vet took them in right away. And then my vet calls me, like I have a special relationship. My vet, he goes, Sergio is not letting us go near his cage. He's lunging at it. Mikey's fine. Da 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 da. We cannot walk him and pee him. Da da da. I was like, okay. So I was like, I'll just get off early and from work, and I'll go take him. So every day I would leave, and I worked in Gardena at the time. Leave Gardena to go to Garden Grove, or go
my
to work
gosh,
early.
yeah.
Get off work early. Go
That's a
and
lot.
walk him. Go whatever. And he was fine with me, but he wasn't fine with everyone else. And I was just like, and then you started to realize he was just very aggressive because
That's right.
He's been bit. He has like bite marks all over his back that is like so deep and so like keloid. He has cauliflower ears from being someone chewing on his ear, So I was like, okay. And then she was like, they're gonna need board and training. So I was like, crap. So I was like, okay. So I told my husband, we committed to this, so we're gonna pay for their board and training.
Yeah, right. And
No, we
then,
did.
And there goes
We're
the
a sucker.
snowball. It's like, oh
So
my gosh.
we took
because
him-
that's what could potentially can happen. Because dogs can start to display
Yeah.
some sort of fear-based, like you said, reactivity, where all of a sudden it's like you're leaving work and you're going to walk a dog, and you're leaving work and you're going, and it's a lot.
overwhelming. But
Yeah.
I have this special bond with Geo from the
Yeah,
start.
for
I don't know
sure.
what it was. So I was like, I'm committed to this dog. So I was like, okay. So I contact from. I was like, hey, can you take in? She's like, I don't have room. And I was like, it's for me. Can you do it for me? She's like, fine.
Please.
She was like, fine, I'll take him. So she took them both. And then Mikey had an adopter interest, but Geo never did. And it was harder because he was a waiver dog.
Of course.
So she had him for a long time. And then she had something happened. I don't want to get into the detail, but she was like, hey, I can't get a hold of the rescue, and I need Geo off the premises for a bit. Can't get a hold of the rescue. And I came every week for his they do like weekend course for like the fosters or the whatever or the rescue for free. So I would come to Santa Clarita every week, every Sunday, and do the training course with Geo just to see him and another dog that I was helping that ended up adopting. She ended up adopting that dog. So I was like, okay, so I would see them every Sunday. I would come. So I was like, okay, and I couldn't get a hold of the rescue. So I was like, call my vet. I was like, hey, I don't know how long, but Geo needs to come back and board with you. And he was like, well, we're going to have the problem with him walking. I said, no, he's been in boarding training. He's been around people. He'll let you walk him. He's fine. So we take him to my vet for a month. And then when it's situated, I had a friend that said, hey, there's a home. Her neighbor just lost their American Bulldog. And they were looking for a dog.
Oh, wow.
And he had no pet. He had no kids. Then he was like, oh, but they're on a low income. You know, they can't really afford any of Geo's care, but they would like a dog. So it was like either take him back to boarding training at a crate or to give him a home. So I said, okay, I'll commit to paying all his medical, whatever Geo needs. And he always needs, he has a cauliflower ear, so he always needs deep ear cleaning, clear ear infection. So I was like, okay, I'll pay for all his food, whatever is needed to give him a home. So he lived there for like a year and a half. It's funny because they live down the street from me now. And he would get out every, like, it was like 6 months into he got out. And then I was like, okay, and then like...
What do you mean escape, like the yard?
Escape the yard.
Okay.
And then I was like, okay, why didn't you guys change the microchip info? Why is the microchip info still the rescue info? And I had put me as a secondary on his primary, on his microchip, because I was like, no, there's no way in hell I'm not going to be on his microchip, right? So they would call me, and they would call me, and then I would go get him. And then I was like, dude, why doesn't he have a tag on? And I got him a tag with both our number, and I asked him to update I updated his microchip to his owner's info, and then he got out again, and the owner changed phone number, and the only working number was mine. It was every month.
Okay, does this story end well?
Oh, yeah. Like, every month he got out, it's to the point where I was like, okay, I can't do this anymore. It's like, either you commit to, like, fixing your yard or taking him seriously. It's not that I want him to have a home, but I can't be worried about him when you tell me he's out and I don't know where he's at
Getting
for
hit
days.
by a car,
yeah.
something
But,
happened.
you know, I've seen him escape. He's an escape artist. He knows how to look in both ways of the street before he crosses. I've never seen a dog done that in my life until...
Do they still have him?
No, he got adopted. So I took him back. He got back into the shelter.
Oh, jeez. They picked him up in
they
the
picked him
field?
up this time, and they didn't release him because he got out too many times, so they had to do a home check.
That's right.
So with the home check, I had a feeling like if they said he needed to fix something, I was like, in my gut, I was like, he's not going to fix crap. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to go to the shelter. So I go and talk to them, and I was like, hey, can I put myself as his, like, as someone that's interested in adopting him? And he goes, oh, you can't, Daddy, as an owner. I said, but his microchip is registered to me. Like, I'm his...
Then you're
so like, so I'm technically his owner, right?
Legally, actually.
Yeah, so I was like, okay. So he's like, okay. And then like right when I go, he goes, hey, they just did the home check at the place. They said they're not going to fix their home. They're going to surrender the dog. And I said, that's fine. So let's just go ahead and like, I'll bring his paperwork and stuff. She's like, oh, we got to give him vaccine. I said, no, I just got him his vaccine last month. I'm not going to over-vaccinate him. That's not a good thing. So I brought his vaccine record and stuff. I said, I'm going to get him tomorrow. And he's like, oh, the next day I said, no, I'm getting him tomorrow because he doesn't need any vaccine. So why does he need to be here longer? And, you know, whatnot. So when he got back in, he was no longer a waiver dog.
Oh, so you just go in and adopt him?
I could adopt him, so he was never labeled a waiver dog anymore.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to do the single adoption by himself. I didn't have to worry about him being in a home that was the only pet, only whatever. And so we brought Geo back, and he became best friend with my cat, my 20-year-old cat.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
You just never quite
He's
know.
the best with he's great with little dog. He's selective with big dog because he's been abused, and that's a given. The size matters to him, reactive dogs.
Right.
He's great with kids. My goddaughter would crawl in his crate and just pull his tail, whatever. He didn't care. He just loves kid, you know. So he got adopted to an amazing lady that I can't be more thankful for what she's done for him. Yeah. He's 13. She's adopted. She's had him for almost 4 years. He started having I forget what's the condition where his spinal cord becomes a little compressed and he has a hard time walking. Yeah. So he would have loose stool and diarrhea. She would clean him. She had a mobile vet came and give him shots and acupuncture every week because he couldn't get out. She did 5 root canals for him.
Wow.
And the rescue had offered to do a fundraiser. She's like, it's okay, it's my baby, I'll take care of it. she's always said from day one, this is this is our baby, as both our sons. So if everything goes wrong with him, she'll message me. If she goes out of town, I'll come stay. Like I just messaged her today. I'm like, oh, the holiday's over. I was wondering if I could see Geo because I don't know how much, he's 13, how much longer he has, So she's like, yeah, we'd love to see you. So I'm bringing my chihuahuas over to hang out with him on Sunday with his mom, and he has the best life. It's not a great start, but I guess like the longest foster I have is, and the one that the hardest to let go. Like I really wanted to adopt Geo, but my shepherd didn't accept him.
That's right. Yep.
And to me, it's like if my shepherd was the asshole, not Geo, but the fact that those are my pack, you can't break your pack.
You can't break your pack.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even though your pack is the problem.
These dogs are the problem. But you know what? That's such a beautiful story because, like, you fostered the dog, and then the dog got a home, and then the dog went back to the shelter, and then you got the dog back out. And these are things that happen sometimes. It's like, and when you're committed to that dog like you were, then you saw it through. And even though it, like, the story kind of went around the block a couple times in terms of, like you said, the start of it, but what a beautiful ending. And
he has the best life.
The best life. That's right.
The best life and the best mom for
him. And without
him.
you initially stepping up and saying, you know what, like you said, your husband, hey, babe, let's do this, he would have probably not even made it out of the shelter. And I do want to say you brought up two really good points. One of them is registering the microchip. Myself, my rescue, the second that dog is out of that shelter, if the dog is going into a foster home, we are primary on the chip. And once the dog gets adopted, the adopter is primary. We stay secondary on the chip, but that chip gets registered right away. So these are things also like to think about and to ask, the rescue if you decide to foster. And the other great point that you brought up was having a collar with an ID tag on. It's super important. We have, I think not Angel maybe, but Jessie, she's not here with us, but she has one of our Earth Angels tags on, and that's in our paperwork. It's like a collar with an ID tag has to stay on that dog all the time. So two really good points that you brought up, because sometimes, like we talked about in the beginning, dogs can escape, and without any type of ID, and especially like if the chip is not registered, that's a real challenge.
If the chip doesn't scan, it moves.
That's sometimes. Right. Chips come out sometimes. Chips they don't scan them in the field. So you'll have to, when you go on Sunday, send us some pictures and we can post them in the podcast so we can see your boy, your favorite boy. That's a beautiful story. And that's your heart, though. I mean, I've known you a long time.
He is definitely my heart. Like, I have pictures of him. My goddaughter is like 5 and 7. So I've had pictures of him when she's like 2 in a tent with earphones on with him. And their parents are anti-pit bull.
Yeah.
And they just love Geo. Because he was the dog that changed that whole statistic.
Stigma.
Yeah.
The stigma.
That whole thing for them. They're like, oh my God, they were like, oh, when they first met him, and they're like, what the heck? My dog's pulling on his tail. He doesn't care. I said, no, like once you help build that confidence for that dog to know that he's safe and he's like, to me, like, I feel like Geo found his home because he doesn't try to run away. He doesn't try to escape.
Yeah, he knows. Why would he?
Like with his mom. With me, he does it, and he'll look back. He's like, "Oh, you're chasing me," and I'm like, "That's why I'm like, how the hell do you know to look at both sides of the street?" He's like looking at the street before he crosses. I'm like, "What the f?"
You taught him that. Yuki, what about you? What's your favorite fostering story?
Oh,
Ace.
I got a couple of them actually.
All right, well, lay them on us.
Well,
it has to be Ace, right?
Ace could be one, but
Ace
I had one funny
I really thought
situation.
Ace was going to stay here forever, but go ahead. Yuki.
I had these two different dogs, of course. One was a big black dog, and one was a brown little dog named Mikey, I think. And the
Mikey.
prospective foster came over to meet the big black dog who he wanted to adopt.
What's the name of that dog, Yuki?
I forget the big black dog's name. But anyway, the quote prospective owner came over and started to pet the big black dog, and for some reason the big black dog didn't really respond, just sat there and accepted his attention. But Mikey, he came over and started licking his ear and was all friendly with him, and that prospective owner said, "Oh, this dog sure is friendly." And I'm going, "God dang it, get out of here. You're not the dog I'm supposed to have you adopt." And so I thought this